Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Match against B-Rock. Week 4. We're currently 2-1. Hopefully go 3-1. Got a bit of guard to come up against this time and a bit of mighty blow. Lots of tackle. Luckily we've only got one dodge piece. But everyone's got block, so that's gonna be kind of annoying. We have 2 level ups, guard on a blitzer and dodge on a blitzer. I think we got a wrestle piece as well. Yeah, we got 3 level ups. The wrestle piece is going to be quite nice. Let's all pray to Nuffle. Aha! We get to go first. Woot. I always like to go first. It's going to be kind of tough. They're definitely going to have a bashing advantage. Luckily this is the team with the fewest rerolls I've played. Gotta try and keep this guy away from the tackle pieces. And use the slowness of dwarves against them. Also with frenzy we have to make sure to stay. This is sort of off limit. These sidelines are off limit. Okay, so they've got more movement on the pitch. Especially players on this side. He's on a value 8 piece. Less tackle on this side of the pitch. Oh, I bought a second catcher, of course I did. That's where all my team values come. Suddenly it makes sense. Suddenly the world as a whole makes sense. Okay. Oh my god, what is this camera angle? Please, Blood Bowl. A better camera angle. See where he decides to kick it, if indeed he does. Random one. Pitch invasion. Oh! Oh, that's quite nice. Hatch is down, which is a problem, luckily. Holy shit, that's not. Okay. Can't re- Get down, son. Follow. Break that, son. That's really unfortunate. Well, Shuffle said no. Makes up for my luck with the stuns. Luckily the ball is in a tackle zone. I've got a 2-die block here. Let's go block here. Both my blitzes are up. They can't easily get through to the ball. Can, but... Yeah. It's going to be a 1-die blitz if you blitz that, my friend. 1-die into a 1-die, that's fine. The moment I have a 2-die block here, and unless they move a piece here, they can't do anything about it. I kind of want to score maybe after 4 turns. Max. There we go. Alley up. They're blitzing here. I guess he wants to try and run and put the tackles in on the ball. But he does have to knock me down first. Succeeded in doing so. Can go and put a tackle zone. Oh, he's... Works, it works. Oh my god. That's XD worthy. Sit down, Dwarf. You're not welcome here. Okay, next thing next. Let's try and secure this ball a little bit. Let's try and pick up the ball. Great success. Let's try and run here. Did it. That'll do. Let's do this first. Follow up. And we will follow up here. Gonna run away. Did it. Did it, men. Reddit is pleased. Okay, so we recovered from a little bit of shenanigans. And now the thrower is holding onto the ball. As anyone who's watched previous games will know, this thrower is bloody awful. Like, truly one of the worst throwers ever to darken my doorstep. I don't want to score with this catcher if it's all possible, because he has 3 SPP. The development of this team has been kind of slowed down by a bit of bad play on my part in previous matches. I'm in no hurry to score, but I will score if it looks like a punch-up is developing. That's my worst nightmare, trying to sustain a punch-up versus Dwarves. Luckily, he has got no use out of his Mighty Blow piece yet. Let's try and keep it that way. This piece moves his guard piece in here. Get a 1 die. Sorry, a 2 die. Oh, that's unlikely to work, but it's worth a try. He pulled off the picking it up in a tackle zone with an agility 2 piece, so why not? Where this runner goes, probably back to mark this catcher. Okay, so blitzing will be a 1 die. Oh no, sorry, that'll be a 2 die against. We have a 2 die block here on the wrestle piece, which doesn't matter because he got stumbled. Yeah, I'll run around with him. The loner can get through around here if he wants, but I'll probably just actually use give me 2 dice down here. Catcher is in the clear, cannot score though. Oh, a push, excellent. Sets up a 1 die. Hit him in the ass. Oh, excellent. This gives me a 2 die on the guard piece, which is lovely. Gonna be a 1 die into a 1. Ah, he's gonna fall over. Silly dwarf. Tricks are for kids. Okay. Do I want to stand him? Do anything before I start rolling dice? Can I do anything? Safest thing to do, probably this. Okay. This guy Don't fuck it up this time. Good, he did it. The best. I won't hear anyone say otherwise. Can't get there. You get to there. Standing there is perfectly safe. Definitely did that in the wrong order. Oh, wonderful, an armor break. Oh, and a knockout. Wonderful. That's really good news. That's lovely news. Oh, yeah, he's... Ugh, why am I such an idiot? That's what I want to know. Do the important stuff. That's 2 guys. Let's way here. Way here. Excellent. Stay. Follow up here. Excellent. Stun on the Troll Slayer. Any of you get into positions to do nasty things to me? Oh, but you might well be able. Okay, so the dwarves have problems now. Problems are centered around the idea that they're really slow and I'm really fast. Having 2 catchers is such a big difference for this elf team. Luckily, there's no surf opportunities unless he feels like dodging with the agility 1. Even then, he doesn't have enough movement to do it. This guy has enough movement to base here, if he wishes, but if he does that, I will try and surf him. The great thing about high elf catchers is they're strength 3, movement 8. They're one of the few movement 8, strength 3 pieces that exist in the game. So actually, depending on, once you get your full complement, which is 4, you tend to make 2 of them into blitzers, and then 2 as like dedicated catchers. It helps sometimes when you're playing a late game elf team to have you, because you try and level your thrower up. Really, I should be trying to score with the thrower if I can, because he desperately needs to level up, and he's not going to do that by completing 2 passes in 4 games. So I'm up players against the dwarves, which is lovely. So far I managed to avoid being punched on my dodge piece by tackle piece, so that's really good news. To avoid getting anyone surfed, which is really good news. This is still a one. This is still actually a 2 die against, or a 1 die here. Push, take it. Follow up. So troll slayers and runners are really who I'm looking to target. If I can hold out, I will. Because dwarves are really, really slow. So giving them less than 4 turns to score is sort of my goal here. But I don't want to put myself in a position where I'm having to do too many dodges per turn. That doesn't really achieve anything. This is still a 2 die into a 1 die. 2. Now the 1 die. Also a push. Lovely. Where are you gonna go, Sunshine? Oh. Oh. Oh, it's on. Get out of here, Dwarf. Or not. But he is stunned, so that's good. Oh my god. Oh, the greed. The greed. I was almost punished very heavily there. Let's see, can we do anything down here? Yes. First things first. Let's secure ourselves a little bit. Not take too much damage. Run away on the pieces we need to run away on. One die, it's not really good enough. That, so I can't be surfed. Oh, lovely. Just a stun, but still plenty good enough. Excellent. So next turn he has no blocks. I have enough pieces here to defend myself. I can probably stall for a long, long time now. Possibly until the end of the half. If I want to. It depends really what's in it for me. He has one blitz. This stun was really fortunate. If he wasn't stunned there, I would have left my ball carrier in a very awkward position. Having his two guard pieces down here is really nice. They can move into the center of the field if they wish. Not much advantage to them in doing so, though. Okay, so what's this? Is this a one dice Troll Slayer Blitz? Like it. Thing is, if they're going to keep giving me blocks, I'm going to keep taking blocks, because so far I'm winning the bashing war. It's not to be expected. Going to try and force me to score by threatening to surf my man here? That's what I'd do. Okay. Runner's moving in. Oh, yep, there we go. Not sure why he's using so much movement here. Ah, not good enough, I'm afraid. Fine, I just won't stand him up. Let's just secure ourselves. Play it nice and safe. Excellent. Excellent. This guy can reach, this guy can reach. Stay. Ooh, that's no good. We kinda need that. Nope. End turn. They have no blocks, one blitz, this guy stays down so he doesn't get surfed. This guy could theoretically get surfed, but it's hard. See, the chances of that happening are limited. That's why this dodge from this guy here to get to this position was very, very important. Why I used my last reroll for the half on it. Because this basically secures the score. Anything else I do from now on is just pure greed. Wait, does Thick Skull up? No, okay. So it doesn't affect his chance to come back from injury. That's good. So the blitz here, I guess, to try and get this runner free. This guy stands up, I can surf it. I'm doing better in this game than previous games with keeping my blitzers in relevant positions. Alright, it's easier when you're on offense and you can control the pace of the game and the flow of the game. But it's still something I've been looking to work on. So used to playing as Dark Elves, who have 4 blitzers, so you can be a bit more haphazard with your placement of them. As High Elves, at least until you have leveled catchers, you can't do that. I haven't had too much use out of the guard piece, but then we're not actively trying to fight the dwarves. Just happening. Okay. This is a trade I'm perfectly okay with. Where are you gonna? Fine by me. So, depending on what happens here, I might be able to stall a bit longer. Good. Reroll. Oh, he's dead. Well, he's not dead, but... Skip. Okay, so this is a good move, making me at least roll dice score, because previously I didn't have to. Alright, it's very likely to succeed, but still. Ones can happen at any time, and if they do, I'm in trouble. So given that, I'm not going to do anything crazy here. Yep, there we go. That's just good enough. No point in holding off any longer, might as well just score. One injured elf, the blitzer came back, that's unfortunate. But not unexpected. They have 3 turns to score. So I'm not going to use my guard piece on the line because there's no point. They have 2 guard versus my 1, so just cancel out. I'm not going to use my wrestle piece on the line because he's kind of valuable to me. He's a player that can semi-reliably knock down a dwarf. And my game plan on defense is just full screen. The dwarves only have 1 reroll left, which is really good. They're not known as a particularly good offensive team. Good thing is, catcher leveled up. What we've been waiting for. Who else is close here? You level up with an MVP. I'm gonna. Did have a fairly decent card. You level up with an MVP. You level up. I'd like to get this catcher at least some SPP just in case. If he scores a vanity pass or a touchdown or an injury. Bit of SPP there and an MVP. Up. If we could come out of this game with 2 leveled up catchers, I'd be a very pleased young man. There's a potential surf on the side here, which is a bit of misplacement by me. I should have moved these guys 1 square in. Luckily, again, this is the wrestle piece, and there's guard over here, so I'd have to use a guard piece. But equally, they're just far enough away that if they did, kick would be really nice to have. Okay, up. Is that a deep kick? Not particularly. That's okay, though. Where they start? They should start with just not. If that was a deeper kick, that would have been lovely, but never mind. Didn't land in his hand, so at least he's got to roll to pick it up. So we're playing a player down. Unfortunately, Luck Elf Charms got a bit battered by an orc, a dwarf. Stays there, he's doesn't move this Troll Slayer up, he might get surfed, depending on what happens. The good thing about the positioning of these players, though, is even if they do get surfed, I stand a good chance of counter-surfing the Troll Slayer. This is a bit strange. guess they want to use the players in the center more to form a cage. Oh! Punch. Ah! He got stunned. Poor old Shreddy Elf. Oh, he's had an hell of a time. Whoosh. Good, he stays. And then I don't care what happens to this chap. Oh, that was the Mighty Blow piece, so yeah, it's sort of expected that he's gonna kill people. And this is my loner, so I don't really care what happens to him. As it turns out, nothing happened to him. That's really nice, my whole line survived. Blitz me blitzer. Yes? Hmm. There's a potential weak spot here, depending on what these guys do. Can't quite reach the ball, but I can at least base it. Okay. Maybe a blitz on this blitzer. Can't you reach the ball? Not quite, but you can base it. Okay, so they're going for the one die surf. Because this piece has guard, hooray. Don't fluff this up, man. Yeah. Okay, so I can reach that. Too hard, but I can reach it. Does that make it easier for me? Okay, so the one die blitz. The one die into a two die. And no surf forthcoming. I think we can forget about getting around here. That's just not going to happen. And these guys up. I don't need to be too aggressive here. I can actually concede. I can concede a touchdown if I'm going too aggressive here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 5, 7. That's a bit too tough, actually. I can get a 1 die. Take the block we have. It's not turn down blocks. Stay. Let's not play too aggressive. Let's make them make decisions. Actually, I don't know why I'm doing that. That's reason. So we now have a weak side, which is this side. But that's okay, because they can only make it up to here. And they have to make it further than that. They have to go 1, 2, 1, 2. So he has to move his full complement of movement next turn in order to score with the runner. Do they have any agility 3 pieces? They do. Not close enough. So they can blitz this guy out of the way, that's not going to be too difficult. They can blitz this guy out of the way, it's not going to be too difficult. I've left the loner here because I don't care about him. And he's tying up at the moment 3 pieces, so they at least have to roll some dice. Always important. Moving these guys away was nice, I care about these pieces. My catchers can both get back to this side of the field as well if they need to. I have a blitzer on this side of the field, and this blitzer can get back as well. That's unlikely to work, but possible. There was probably a way for me to get a good blitz on the ball carrier, but it didn't really seem, A, likely, or 2, worth it. They're very unlikely to score anyway. You know, just from a simple movement perspective, this guy has to move 8 squares directly downfield in order to even be in position to do going for its next turn. I have enough pieces in good enough position to prevent them from doing that. But you, can you... Maybe there's a pass on... You can certainly get into scoring position. There is a channel down the sideline for them. Okay, blitzing with a tackle piece, well that's a GFI. Blitzing with a non-tackle piece means he only knocks me down on a POW. Didn't roll, so that's good. I was considering not taking dodge on this blitzer because I knew my next match was against Dwarves, but then it's just so useful. So this guy's now free. So this runner... Okay, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. You are in scoring position. You're a threat. Threat which must be dealt with. I have plenty of pieces to do it. Let's make sure we don't leave anything else open. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8. You are in scoring position. You're not. Because these 2 pieces at the moment are... I have what I need. You guys are going to stay down. Relevant. This piece is the dangerous piece. What can we do about him? Base him. That would work. Dodging here is kind of scary because of tackle. Gonna base him. Actually, that's just got the same exact same chance as failure as this. Push is good enough. I shall stay. Very much. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You are no longer in scoring position. Wonderful. That leaves you. 1. You are no longer in scoring position. Away. Run away. Run away. Stay down. And that'll do me. Turn 8, they have no pieces in scoring position. And they have 1 block and 1 blitz. And a foul, potentially, if they want to. It'd be, where's their other guard piece? Oh, he's over there. Can he? Can with a GFI. And they can get a 2-die, but it's a 2-die into a 2-die against. As things stand. Can't score, nope. 7 movement, not enough. No way to push him forwards either. They couldn't push this guy forwards either. Another reason for keeping this guy down is prevents any opportunity for them to chain push. Nope. This is still a 1-die into a 2-die against. It's also a 1-die. Actually, that at the moment a 2-die against. Now a 1-die. There we go. The poor old catcher might be in a bit of trouble here. Nido King has his eyes on him. That's not going to go well. He has neither block, nor dodge, and armor 7. Unless he wants the blitzer instead. My god. I feel like I might be about to get fouled as well as knocked over. I mean, the obvious blitz target is the catcher. He doesn't have block, he's lower armor. There we go. Oh, good job he chose the catcher. And then he failed to break armor. That is unfortunate. Haha, he says, staged, whispered. It's not that unfortunate. Oh, well, now a 1-die into a 1-die. It's entirely possible that my opponent may have forgotten that it's turn 8. Oops. Push. Roll a skull. Or another push, that's fine. And that will be the end of the half. Only 1 elf down, no dwarves out, but that's to be expected. Now we must defend again. Don't make the same mistake this time. Oh no. Okay, so the other runner's going back to try and catch it. Ah, good, he fluffed it. So, now we have to defend for a bit longer. It's definitely time to be a bit more aggressive on defense. If I get a chance like I had in the first half, I will not be holding back. Be nice if I could take out some of the dwarves. It's unlikely to happen, but it's possible. At the moment, this big line of metal is just slightly too difficult to get through. That's lovely. That's less lovely. Oh, special, okay. Okay, just a stun. It's interesting. So what we need to do is try and give the dwarves threats to split them up. So we need to attack the sidelines, avoid the centre of the field if possible. There's just too much dwarf flesh in there to really get through. They've got the guard piece, mighty blow piece. I can screen the centre quite easily with my linemen. Oh, they push. Und die Nocturne. It's harder for this guy to dodge out now. Which is a problem. But it does give us a blitz on the Troll Slayer, which is lovely. As well as this Troll Slayer, who is probably the one I'll pick on. Ooh, are we going to see a foul? Used to be the only reason to move this guy in, is to if they wanted to foul. Well, I'm not sure about that. Yeah, this has got to be a foul. This is not a good foul, by the way. This piece is extremely valuable. Versus this piece who is completely expendable. Roll a 2, and then a 1. Or a 2 and then a 2. Or a 1 and then a 2. Or a 1 and a 1. That's 3. Bloody dwarves, they never listen. So I can get a 1 die on this guy. You ran out of time. Okay. Break his armor. Nah, he didn't. I'm not a dwarf whisperer yet. He did it. Now you. You face a much sterner challenge. Ah, elves. So now we have a guard piece on the ball carrier, a very fast piece on the ball carrier. We also have a lineman sort of blocking a little bit. Should have perhaps put him here instead. But that said, it's a perfectly easy blitz and run into the center for this guy. Managing to get that guy out of there was extremely lucky. My opponent this time is very, he likes to take his time to think about things. Which there's nothing wrong with, but unfortunately last time he ran out of time for the foul. Which is a good thing in my opinion, because I think that was a very poor foul. Because this guard piece is much more valuable than the line elf, and if he did happen to get sent off, even if he kills the line elf, I'm happy. Blitz from. I'm gonna use a different piece. I perhaps shouldn't have followed up here, and I should have tried to get the guard piece in here. That's risky, yeah. I suppose he does have block actually, so it's less risky than I first surmised. But that means he's staying put. It means that more dwarves have to come back to defend him, because at the moment I have a very easy dodge out. So this is a 2-die into a 1-die. Not going to be necessary. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. Can't quite get there. Close. So as things stand, I can get a 1-die with the dodge. Be interested to see if they try and foul the catcher. But this is what I was talking about at the beginning of the second half, is trying to get the dwarves split into small groups. Right now we've got the main bulk of the team over here, retreating to defend their ball carrier, and a small portion of the team up front here who can't really retreat, or if they do. So it might be a chance for me to take some easy blocks here. But at the end of the day, this is still just buying time. I could get a 2-die with the catcher, if I were to just dodge this guy here and then the catcher in, and then push him that way, which might be good. Okay. Stand up. You're going to stand up. I know you're going to get punched, but that is unfortunately the price you have to pay. You're going to go... I might in fact be a bit too forward. Yeah, I don't care if they want to use the sidelines. These two I'm going to wait and see what happens. Oh, I'm going to roll a 1. I'm going to re-roll that one. It's a pretty important one that I don't roll. Oh, I rolled another 1. That's unfortunate. The best laid plans of mice and men are undone when you roll 1s. But we still have a tackle zone on the ball. Easy for them to remove it. This guy, unfortunately... Well, fortunately did not lose any armor. His armor didn't break. Ooh. That's unfortunate. But he's still up. The dwarves can't outrun me, which is really nice. Still have these 2 pieces. I probably should have moved those forward. At least one of them, to stop that from happening. Because if I'd moved him here, he wouldn't have been able to just run in. Unfortunately, we weren't able to make the most out of our time with the ball carrier exposed. There's still a blitz here. Still get a 1 die. At the moment, 1, 2. Depending on where this guard piece goes. Actually, this guard piece can't move anywhere. Oof. God, that was almost the misclick from hell. This guard piece, however, can move in here, which would negate my ability to do a 1-die blitz. Stay alive, Special Elf K. Taking a very long time. Oh, he stays alive. Ooh. So you move one of the guard. Excellent choices. There we go. And then this guard piece moves up. Wonderful. Perfect example of caging. The 1 die. And the important thing now is to make sure that I keep a good screen up. That means potentially blitzing this piece. Okay. I mean, if they don't do anything here, I'm going to try and surf. Still a 1 die. That's a 2 die. There we go. Whoosh. And a skull. And a poosh. Okay. feel like we owe it to ourselves to try and surf a man here. But important things first. Namely, you coming over here. Going there. No, I didn't want to do that. I've changed my mind, men. Excellent. This is unfortunately going to be a 1 die. But a push is good enough. We got it. Out you go. So that's really nice. That makes it even on the pitch. And that was a guard piece, if I'm not much mistaken. Their other Troll Slayer is in no position to surf me. So this whole side of the field is pretty open. They can't make it very far. They have... I should have run this guy through that way. But I have enough fast pieces on this side to get over if they have a problem. I also have a guard piece here who could provide an assist for a cage busting blitz. They do have enough... The runner can't go on his own, so he's only as fast as Longbeard. So they're going to set up their cage here. He's kind of fucked himself, though, because he has to do GFIs now if he wants to get defense on this side of the cage. And in fact, he can't build a full cage without GFIs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This guy can get him in there. He can get a blitz as well. This guy can certainly get a blitz, as long as he remains upright. Mighty blow piece. God, these elves have definitely packed their survival gear. Okay. So I expect then the blitz to come onto this guy. Still gives me the opportunity of a 1 die. Still get it. Tough. In fact, it's probably just easier to do 3+2+. Rather than 3+1+1+. Sorry, 3+2+2+. There's no such thing as a 1+. 1+ guarantees success. Come on, just double push him. But you're gonna push him back, aren't you? Alright, double skulls. Yep, that'll do. Womp womp. Okay. So at least make them put him in tackle zone. Let's at least do that. Assuming we fail everything else from now on. You're kind of useless to me here, so you also are not important for this next bit. It was very risky. Rolled a 2. Let's try again. Yes. Great. Now we've got the guard piece in there. Give us a 2-die block. And it's plenty good enough. Follow up. Where's the ball going to skip? Oh, that is a glorious scatter. Ah, that's a 1. What happened to him? Oh, he's just stunned. That's alright. That is an absolutely godlike scatter. We still have a tackle zone on the guard piece, which is lovely. Means he can't just dodge in here and make life hard. We have a guard piece on the ball. We have our blodging blitzer close enough. We have... Do we actually outnumber the dwarves around here? For now. These guys can get over. That's why this guy is going around here, to try and make it a bit harder for them. We are out of rerolls, but that's not the end of the world. Okay, so that's a 1-die. This piece is free. So they should probably try and block this guy away with the runner. That would free up the guard piece, who can move in here and make life troublesome. So that's a 1-die. That'll do. Oof. A stun. A mighty stun. Surfing this troll slayer was really important. A 1-die. My opponent definitely doesn't have the best grasp of tackle zones, but my guess is, as this is a newer players' league, just probably not played enough to sort of understand how this is going to go. Oh, that's fortunate. And push the catcher away. Yep, there we go. Oh, and an armor break as well. That's very unfortunate for me. Frost Elf, I was relying on you staying up there, my friend. That means this is an easy 2-die block now. I mean, not easy, but... Or they could do it with... No, this guy still has a 1-die. unless they move near the Longbeard in here. I was like, this Longbeard's not named after a Pokemon, and then I realized it was the Loner Longbeard. So, if they fail to pick up the ball this turn, what can we do? Okay. So now this Longbeard has a 2-die block here, as does this one. Not good enough, I'm afraid. Now this Longbeard has a 1-die block against. This guy being stunned is actually really, really bad. We have 3 stunned players at the moment. Opponent is running out of time. Is he going to be able to pick up the ball in this time? Okay, so they're freeing up my Loner piece here. They're also freeing up their Mighty Blow piece. Not going to have time to try and pick up the ball. That is a tremendous blunder. First things first, things that don't require dice rolls. Get in there, Loner. Wrestle piece, do your thing. I will wrestle. Thank you. Be a good scatter. It's not a bad scatter. Wonderful. No. Oh, fall down. Good job. So, there are 2 tackle zones presently on the ball. They can get rid of one of them. And it'll be difficult to do so. That was a really nice scatter. They do unfortunately have a 2-die block here on the catcher. And he's going to get punched really hard. Elffenders is stunned. And thank God the double 6 was on the armor, not the injury. Moving through the tackle zones here is going to be problematic for them, especially with that. That also gives me a line of defense, even if it is a Loner. As he's a Loner and I don't have any rerolls left, it doesn't really matter. So they have to get 2 tackle zones off the ball. It's going to be very, very difficult for them. I'm not sure if it's even possible, actually. Maybe with the Troll Slayer, if they can push the player here, knock it. So they have to push the first one, knock him down on the second, and then they can get him with a Troll Slayer bits from here. They also have no one left really who can move around to give assists. So that's a 1-die. It's currently in 2 Elf tackle zones and 2 Dwarf tackle zones. Okay, so he's just going to try and pick it up. That's probably actually the best move, because if it works, I'm in trouble. If it doesn't work, situation, he actually might get a better scatter. So the runner's just moving. Still a 1-die there. 1-die into a 1-die. Matter. Perfect. So he's taken out one of the tackle zones. That's important. He's also got a guard tackle zone at full now. Five elves currently on the floor, which is making my life a bit more difficult than perhaps it should. Okay, the blitzer pickup. Success! These dwarves. More like elves. Oh, he's going to dodge as well. That's greedy. Oh my god, they are elves. Not sure why I'm basing that. That's probably a mistake. That was definitely a mistake because now this guy's stuck. That was bad play. I got dodged to the thing. Oops. That's just not good enough, but it's what we've got. Do you have to stay here? Yeah, you kind of do, actually. 2 die against, 2 die against, 2 die against. Do you accomplish anything by... Probably shouldn't have followed here, actually. Back. Okay. This is sort of the situation you want to avoid at all costs when you're playing elves. They have enough guard here to clear out, unfortunately. This is a 1 die because it has a 2 die here. I was unfortunately unable to capitalize on some pretty good opportunities, and my opponent made good use of his agility 3 pieces to pick up the ball in the tackle zone. Oh, that's lovely news. Both blitzers are up and in good position. There are no real weak spots here. Particularly this. This is the biggest, but even so, they still have to dodge to get through. This is why I've committed so many pieces here, is because I just needed to put a cage around them. I'm going to cage the cage. And although my opponent has been very lucky on his agility rolls so far, that's not reliable. And so I have to keep making him roll dice. So this is turn 15. Okay, that's a pretty good result. The runner must reach 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This line to be able to score. Sorry, it's not a runner, it's a blitzer. My fault. My B, I'm lying to you. He's not going to get through this. Oh, he's going to blitz through this. Oh. Gonna run over here. Find it one. Okay, so So he has to at least move his full normal movement. And then it basically just comes down to... this is risky. But it paid off for him. Is he going to follow? Is? Okay. Now where's he want to go? Has to move forward one. Can my opponent bring any players to support him here? Yes, one. That may not be well good enough. At this point, even a pushback is all I need. Two rerolls left, so, you know, a failure is not necessarily a failure at this stage. He can move this piece through. Should probably put him here. That would. That's good as well. Yeah, that's a good position. Oh, it's running out of time again. Oh, just in the nick of time. 2 seconds left. To get that block in. Okay. And that'll do us. Not enough time for that one, I'm afraid, my friend. Okay. So at this point, this becomes incredibly dangerous. Stand you up. Stand you up. Stand you up. Stand you up. We then have to push this piece back. Managed to do that. And I'll follow. Oh, excellent. Cool. We then move this piece to here, which means that there's a tackle zone on the ball carrier. Then move this piece to here, which means there's a tackle zone and a guard on the ball carrier. We then blitz from here. Thank God for dodge. And that'll do. And we follow. So this runner is still in scoring position. If they can get the ball to him. Oh, and this guy fell down. That's okay. So the runner is in 3 tackle zones. They can clear them. There is a guard piece here, which actually doesn't affect too much. The 2-die block on the blodger. Blitzer can... oh, is still in scoring position. Did I miscalculate? I must have done. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh yeah, of course. Ugh. I'm an idiot. Don't count the square he's standing in. Oh, he's going to try and hand off to a man in 3 tackle zones. That's a risky play. I admire the balls. Honestly, the easiest. So there's a... you can come down here, that makes... oh, he's going to... no, you can't run backwards. You absolutely cannot run backwards. Got 2 rerolls, go for it, agility dwarves. Excellent, the thrower lives. Special Elf K is knocked out. Does that affect anything? Not really. My Facebook is blowing up at the moment. Your travel plans. This is tricky. Where's the guard piece? Oh, he used his guard piece. Okay, so they managed to knock down the blodger. That's actually pretty big. This guy's now free. He can blitz. No, he can't blitz because he hasn't got enough movement. Okay, so he's gonna try and hand off to a guy in 2 tackle zones. Okay, he's not trying to hand off, he's trying to pass. This is risky. Oh god, Facebook, please. Jesus. Mute. And he's just given up. That's a shame. Let's see if we can... See if we can get a vanity point. Oh no, not the loner. Oh no, we rolled a 1. No vanity pass allowed. Well, good game, Brock. Shame about the end there. 1-0 win. Good job, Elves. And a 4 for winnings. I'm not going to re-roll that. Turn down. For what? Shreddy Elf got the MVP. So, very low SPP game. There we go. So, Shreddy Elf got the SPP, got the MVP, sorry. And which catcher was it? Oh, Rice Crisp Elf scored. Well, thank you everyone who tuned in. I will see you next time.